God, we're
Good.
really missing Jaden. We don't have any top hair in this group.
Nope.
Don't have
Good
any what?
evening, nerds and nerdettes, and welcome to tonight's episode. Tonight on episode 12, we are going to be talking open, and we are joined by Matt. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you. Yourself?
We are doing well. Mr. Colin, how are you?
Not too bad.
Mr. Steven, how are you?
Uh, Great. Finally taking a break after the madness.
No doubt. And tonight, yes, we are going to be talking about open, and I think we're all opened out. Well, you three anyway.
Yep.
But after my 3 hours there, I was like, yeah, this is enough. I gotta go. I can't imagine 3 days. So yeah, well, I guess we'll kick off. We'll start a little bit of hobby and games. Colin, have you done any hobby yet since the open?
I actually have. I was kind of surprised. I thought I was going to take a complete break and decompress, but Friday came around and I was just going. I have a feeling the Chariot's going to get a cool War Scroll or a big drop in points, and I actually just finished it like 2 hours ago. And then
Nice.
I started working on a test scheme for my triaxes because I'm out of town for work for the next week. So I am going to force myself every night in the hotel to try and paint for a half hour or an hour.
Nice. Steven, how about you? Any hobby?
Yep. A little bit of hobby. Some non-AOS hobby to start off with, and then I've been playing a couple games in the GHB. And as you have asked for, I have painted my Nexus of Grief lavender to soothe to soothe the opponent when they go red and 3 and I go 5s because I'm all out defense.
Sucks. I experienced that today. It wasn't fun. What about you, Matt? Any hobby?
Nothing. My army is sitting right there, still packed from my trip home.
Decompress
Um,
time and
I,
wait.
yeah, probably take a few weeks. I'm basically waiting for the new GHB to drop, and then I'll kind of take a week or so to dive into it,
Yeah, Steven and I
figure out
had
what I'm doing.
Steven and I had a game today. I tried my Stormcast. I started painting them today and figured let's give this a whirl. And yeah, I kind of like the new GHB, but it's the Stormcast I think I have an issue with.
Yep.
Or maybe it was Night Haunt, one or the other.
No, it's Stormcast.
Yeah, it's they're definitely a very everything has to go off, I guess, and you have very a whole lot of
Yeah.
synergy and very tactful deployment and movement, and it's not something I'm used to with daughters, where I just like, here you go, kill me, I get stronger, I'm fine. You don't have that many units with Stormcast.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get into some open. What are you guys' thoughts on the open? First off, let's start with Steven. This is what, your second open?
Yeah, my second one.
And
Same with Matt as well. Matt came last year.
oh, nice.
Um, I think the
How's it
social
compared to
aspect
last year?
the social aspect was better than last year, mostly because I know more people now
Hmm.
in the AOS scene. And we like made an annual event, I guess, so far of Pendleton's barbecue.
Yep.
So it's kind of like that
Mhm.
aspect was great. It's great to see Matt. The social aspect was great. I think the format was worse, 100% worse than last year. I am totally fine with a 5 round GT with a shadow round or whatever, and then you cut and then get a top or however you want to structure it. But 8 rounds was too much, and it leads to like some absurdities that I'm sure we'll get into. I didn't have so much absurdities because I was in the old 1 and 3 bracket, uh, but we did end up having the judge at the last game essentially stand there and make sure no one had played another person twice already in the pod, not even just before you got to the pod games. So location great. I mean, it's in a great spot personally. I think because there's a lot of space, there's food right there,
Yep.
parking's easy. It's easy to get to in Edmonton. Uh, the judges were great, so the people running the event were great. There's some minor things they needed to correct in terms of like pre-registration stuff like that, but other than
Mm.
that, just minor like tweaks.
Mhm.
Uh, The event was great. Opponents were great. It's just the 8 rounds is crazy, especially when you have 56 players. So overall, I enjoyed the event, but I think they need to make some changes next year before we go to the next one.
Matt, what about you? Coming from out of town, what was your thoughts?
I felt the same way as last year, where it's really poorly organized, but absolutely amazingly run. Not if out in our meta in our current area, like we know battle plans, we know army lists, stuff like that, days, week before the actual event. So rolling in, you're kind of like, it's a crapshoot. I hope I brought the right thing. Yeah, the 8 rounds was grueling. The judges were fantastic. I know Colin and myself chatted with, I think his name was Steve,
So yeah,
for
Yeah,
a good 20 minutes or whatever in the last round, and got to hear his opinions on it. And I think it mirrored what the vast majority of the players there had. So yeah, eight rounds was a lot, but yeah, I could see it if it was a bigger turnout. It wouldn't have been as terrible.
Were they expecting more people, you think?
Yeah, I think they had capped it at 128. But it's a shock too, right? Like we were kind of talking earlier, where it's AOS players are used to playing 5 round GT. So you add an extra day and an extra 3 rounds on it, and it drove a lot of people. I know there was quite a few people in our area that just said 8 rounds is too much. And like that doesn't include a 5 hour plane flight,
I was just about to say that.
etc. So
Now you're taking a day and a half off or two, and
yeah.
then what? You have to stay until 7 o'clock, so you're not getting back until home. What time did you get home at? Let's say what, 2, 3
Well,
o'clock in the morning? I know
I
you
took a
probably took
red eye,
yeah,
so I got home at 6:50 in the morning.
yeah. So now you're taking an extra day, so you're looking possibly
Mhm.
3 days off,
Yeah,
and summer barely even kicked off.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Colin, as your first time, what'd you think?
I think I had a lot of fun. Like definitely echoing the other two guys. Like the social aspect was amazing. I was meeting a lot of new people. The venue was awesome. The
Yeah,
judges were amazing. They were always there, always quick responses. And even if, because I had it with Steve once where I had a weird interaction come up in one of our games, me and the other player, we didn't know for sure. We asked him, and he's like, "Oh, it's this way. It's this way." 5 minutes later, he comes back around. He's like, "Yep, this is it. I've got the reference for you now." So they were very attentive. They were really paying attention to everybody. Opponents were fantastic. But yeah, it was little things. The 8 rounds, absolutely. It drove a lot of people away. Talking to one of my opponents who was from Manitoba, and he was saying before it got announced, they had 20, 25 people that were planning on coming, and they dropped down to, I think 12 of them made it.
I think so.
It was something like that. So it's, you take away 12 just from one province. How many are you losing from Saskatchewan, from Ontario, from Alberta? And the amount of drops we had because of that mandatory third day was ridiculous. Like I think we had what, a quarter of the field probably dropped out by day three.
almost 20%. I reviewed it
Yep.
after.
Yeah, like that is extreme, and a lot of it was the 8 rounds. Couple of guys, it was just they didn't have them in a physically or mentally to try and push through another day, even though it was the shortest day. And a little bit of bad luck with the timing that it was Father's Day weekend. I know there was some dads and kid combos who it was a thing of, I'm not really having fun, not fighting for the top spot right now, whatever it may be. I'm gonna go have Father's Day instead.
Mhm.
Which, if I had a kid, I probably would have done the same.
Yep.
But overall, it was fun. It was an experience I really enjoyed. Uh, I definitely want to go again. I think I would push through even if it was another 8 game, but I would be a lot more prepared for the full 8 games.
How so?
Uh, Also, I would do a little bit more stretching, a little bit more relaxing. I would make sure I stayed in the city. Like I think I even mentioned it to Matt before one of our games where it was
Did you
just
go home
running
at the end of every day?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
you're a madman.
No, I had a few offers to stay in, but my wife was gone camping and the basement gremlin had to work. So I was like, I should be making sure the cats are taken care of, sleep in my own bed, get a good night's rest. But afterwards, it was like, no, like you offered me a spot, Andrew offered me a spot and beer. So I was like, next time I want to enjoy more of the
Yeah, you can only
extra
get one thing
social.
from us.
Yeah, enjoy more of the extra social things. It was a weird last minute decision to even be able to go early.
Yeah.
So I'd like to plan better, take a little bit more time off so I can go to the barbecue on one of the nights, and the weather hurt that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dealing with, well, it's a good thing I wasn't playing because I was dealing with water in the basement all weekend. So, and surprise, I'm dealing with it again this weekend. Yay. I'm done with the rain. I am so done with it.
Oh yeah, it's
I
crazy.
know that Stephen and I had a mantra as we were going in, which was sit down, drink water, sit
Yep.
down, drink water. And I know it helped for day 1 and 2. For the most part, I had a couple of games where I didn't sit down, and man, did I feel it afterwards.
But you know, Colin, what helps the most?
What's that?
Eating a burger from Burger Bay, Sherwood Park. The night before. I'm telling you,
That
man,
recharged. That
that recharged the
recharged.
batteries. On
Interesting.
Saturday night, Matt and I went and Claude found this place for us, this Burger Bay place. It's just opened last year. Great burgers, great milkshakes. Just basically pounded back, big greasy burger, milkshake, passed out. Next morning, energized.
Yeah.
Nice.
Top fuel for top performance.
This is what peak performance looks like.
Peak male athleticism right here.
Right there.
At its finest.
Excellent. Let's talk about some of the lists you guys brought to the open. Steven, what did you bring?
Oh God. I just brought him. It's funny. So, as one does when they list Spiral, I played Daughters of Cain for 2.5 weeks, ran them in a GT, painted up some extra units, painted your shrines currently downstairs, um, and then spiraled and put all my Nurgle models on the table, and then my son put a list together. I get a little bit of oversight of like this is a support hero, this is a defender.
Yep.
But it wasn't too bad. Like it wasn't an optimal list by any means, but it still had the key pieces. Because here's the thing with Nurgle is like as long as you have 3 or 4 key pieces, your list is somewhat structurally solid and can
Yep.
play a game of AOS. So like it had Rodriguez, the normal one. I had a Harbinger, which is actually like MVP for me on the weekend. The Harbinger was great.
Nice.
The drones, Rot Swords, Buddy, Lord of Plagues, Plague Bearers, and the Glotkin, and some. Oh, Horticulus. Horticulus was great too. Yeah, so I bought a Nurgle list, Taliban, generic, nothing special.
Matt, what about you?
I brought OBR, Archon, 2 main units of Death Riders, Xantos, Triaxes, which are pretty mandatory with the Liege Mortec Guard combo, and reinforced units of Archai. And I don't know, Archon was my MVP. Like through and through, he was my MVP. The amount of damage that guy did outweighed what the Archai actually did as well in vast majority of my games.
Noted. Get Archon, get Triaxis. Yep. Done. Colin, what'd you get?
I brought OBR as well, of course, but I was running Nagash with reinforced Harbingers, 2 units of Reapers, a Liege Mortec, and the Crawler. And I was running the spell lore, which gave me crits on 5s and explosions on death. So it was send in one wave of more gas, they kill a bunch, they blow up and kill some more stuff. Second wave comes in with the Gash hot on their heels, and it clears a lot of the board. It was very low model counts towards the end of almost every game.
Nice. Smooth brain.
Your super tech piece too was your battle formation.
Yes, it
What
is
formation did
the
you run?
Remorseless Conquerors, which is the automatic 4 on redeploys, because my list has no objective control. I can't stand on points, I can't outbody, so it's a lot of going in front of an objective as somebody comes in, you automatic 4, lets you teleport to the other side of a terrain piece. Then at the end of the turn, you do a 6-inch move, and then on the next turn, you move up again to get in their face and just keep blocking them off of objectives. So it was mean to a couple people, and I had a Tyrannic cohort for the first time, which I hate the models. I love that unit. I First time ever running them. I want to practice with them more because in the games where I played them right, they won me the games just on their shenanigans.
Now I know with the list being due the night before, how weird was that?
Correction, they were due the minute
Or
before your
morning
first
of.
game.
I could have brought. I could have. We were joking in the line as we went to registration that we should just swap armies because
Really?
it wouldn't have mattered. Like, yeah, we could have.
Ah, yeah, no, that's yeah. What's your mindset going into like something like that? Like,
Like, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
it's kind of like I know on the I both Steven and I suffer from list spiraling,
Yeah.
and the longer before an event that I have to spiral, the worse off it is for me. And I can safely say that I had a minor spiral on, I think it was the Saturday, where I was like, Steven, let's get together for a game on TTS. I'm going to run my slaves list. And then I just thought about it and I'm like, why? It's
Yeah,
not going to
you had
do
the
what I
models on TTS,
want
and
it.
you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not going to do what I want to do. I like hard locked in on the list that I had. And it was weird for me that I knew what I was taking regardless. Because I felt that my list was a little bit more take all comers than the slaves list was.
What about you, Colin? Because I know, like they were saying earlier, our tournaments are usually a week or two before the tournament. You actually get to see the list and get to prepare a bit. How does a newcomer prepare for that?
Coming in with kind of a bit of a fuck it mentality. I learned that from our GTs that if I go in a lot more loose and just screw it, whatever happens, happens, I tend to play a lot better. And I knew my list was pretty well locked in from about a week after the big thaw. I knew what changes I wanted to make, what little tech pieces I wanted to switch out. It was just a matter of getting them built and painted in time. So I was feeling good, and it was a lot of whatever happens, I'm going to play 8 games, have some fun, and it's a list style that I really enjoy. I don't think it's the best list. It's decent and it can be overpowering into certain things, but it's one that I just have a lot of fun with, so I don't feel that fatigue at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Do you feel this is the best way to end a season, to throw a big party like this? Only maybe not so strenuous, so people can actually enjoy themselves.
I think it is a good thing to have. It's kind of a fun thing that we get with the Edmonton Open being in June. It is fun. I would kind of prefer a local tournament for an actual proper send off, though, just because it's not quite as competitive. We can do a little bit of goofy stuff with it. It is cool because there's that chance of GW showing you a little bit extra, but there was a lot of fatigue from everybody. Everyone's ready. We would all see the leaks at that point. Everyone is geared up for, we want to start the 26-27 season. We're ready for that. We've all seen what's coming. When we're setting up battle plans, we're all talking about it like, oh, have you seen the new battle plans and their stupid deployment zones? All
Yeah.
the new tactics. What are
Very
you
stupid.
thinking you're going to be running in 2 weeks? Because everything changes in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
On the other end of that, then I'll start with you, Stephen. Would you have rather have seen the new GHB for the Open?
Okay. So if everyone had the same amount of time to prepare for the new GHB, yes. But like discussed previously, some people have access to it and they can use that to their advantage. So last year, the GHB released that day. Like you could go buy it from the GW store.
Yep.
The day of the open, and I'm fine playing the old stuff. And then honestly, I think just let everyone get a month of the GHB. I'm almost kind of like, there's a part of me that would say, then they would never do this, but a part of me in the little back of my brain is like, you know what? It'd be interesting to have an ITC moratorium after like a GHB releases for like 3 weeks or something like that, where it's just like GHB releases, then there's like a 2-week period or something, and it's like results can kind of filter in after that. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, not to throw this to 40K, but they promised to balance 40K, the new edition, every 2 weeks when they drop the edition now. And I hope that carries over to AOS when they do a new edition of AOS
next year.
And we're not going to get it for the GHB because they're not going to balance anything until they'll give us a balance next week, but then we're not getting anything until September.
Yeah.
So, either or, but I'm fine playing the old stuff because also I think it's a good chance for people who played the whole GHB for the whole year. And if they're loyal to an army and actually practice it and stay with it, to show what they can do with it.
What's that
right?
like? Can you
I don't know
explain
what
that
that's
to
like.
me?
Don't ever ask me what it's like.
You mean for the month or?
I don't know. I'm like a sheep. I just forget. I choose to forget this army and I move on to the next one. So, long story short, I'm happy playing the old stuff because not everyone's on the same foot. It's okay. I'm used to the battle plans. Like everyone, like as soon as you like open the thing, you're like the only two that confused me of the old GHB was like one of them where it's like make them strike last, and one of them's where like turn the 2 pairs off, and I'd always like reverse them. Other than that, I knew every other battle plan by heart. So I don't know.
What about you, Matt? Would you prefer the new GHB?
No. As tired and bored as I am with the 25-26 GHB, like I felt that it was a good skill expression for the players that knew their army on the battle plans. Like it gave people the ability to do the homework, right? The homework being like over the past season, I've played, I know what the battle plan does, even if it's not the same army. I know what to do on said battle plan. I know the battle tactics that I need to achieve, etc. So it was a good skill expression. I think that the new one would have just been a disaster, because especially now that we like have a good idea of what these battle tactics are, like looking at them firsthand, or like the first perusal of it, it's kind of like, oh, I think this battle tactic would be good, but the practical experience of it is, no, this isn't good. I know last year they almost like they were making a decision whether they were going to use the new GHB or the old one. And we were kind of panicking because it's like, well, if they use the new one, like we're screwed, because this was the brand new staged battle tactics. You don't pick them. The battle plans were, I think the battle plans were a lot more streamlined than the previous GHB, but it was the battle tactics that, you're looking at them and you go, oh boy, there'd be so many mistakes.
Yeah, I couldn't
They'd
even
almost need
imagine
like
playing 8 brand new season games at a competitive GT like the Edmonton Open. Like
exactly.
Oh yeah, I've played like 3 games with the new GHB so far this week, and 2 out of 3, I'm like, I got the tactic, and then we go and look at it, we're like, nope. Like, and that's us like having a drink on TTS, hanging out, not at a competitive table under a time crunch, trying to figure out rules.
Yeah, never mind the time crunch. Well, we played almost 3 hours today, and we were only done two rounds.
2 rounds, yeah.
I mean, sure, the game was done by then, but still.
Yeah.
Just roll 5s. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I can't even do that. Yeah, no, and I was hoping that they were going to release some information of the GHB before the Edmonton Open, so this way there'd be a chance that maybe they'd be releasing it at the Edmonton Open. I think that would have made everyone a little more happier dealing with the 8 games. As here's a little prize, here's the new GHB,
Mhm.
even at a discount that we can sell it for to players here, whatever. I probably would have bought my book there if that would have been the case. And
I'll give you an option.
Yep.
Here, GW, take my advice. Make it old GHB, GT 5 rounds, RTT Sunday, new GHB if you want it so bad.
Yeah, that would bring a
It
lot of
has
people.
no Warhammer World Championship application, whatever. It's just an RTT. Try out the new GHB, have fun.
and they're there to help out with the
Your
rules.
Yeah, and the judges are
and
there to walk it through.
your cost of entry is buy the new GHV,
Yep, here's a GHB, and
and
here's
it would sell out. It would
yep,
sell out.
100%.
Oh,
If they don't
Somebody
do it,
email
maybe I do it.
email Steve. If only the survey link worked.
Oh, yeah. So
I emailed them and got a second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay, I gotta do that.
it's one of the other complaints I've been kind of hearing a little bit is the communication between the players and I don't know if it's GW or the TOs or the questions, but a lot of questions went unanswered up until the day of.
hmm
Anything experience like that?
Yeah, like I had issues where I didn't get the code, and there was a lot of people who didn't get the code. Like I think it was 2 nights before I had already gotten mine because Steven had given me the email that he got his code from, and I had emailed this gentleman back and forth a couple times trying to get this code. And I think it was Wednesday, we still only had like 40 people. And in the Canada AOS Discord, everyone's like, who all actually has their registration code? So I put it in there and I was just like, email this guy. He got me my code. And then by the next morning, we were already up to that 56. So that was a weird one that there was an issue with getting registration codes for only 56 people. Like some
Yeah.
might have been late additions, but it's kind of weird that you have this big giant event on one side, you've got 128 people, and theirs seemed to go well. I heard no complaints from the 40K side, but our side, people are getting their codes. I have still not received an email from the list submission because I was trying to check if I could play my Archai as Harbingers as long as I don't have everything else. Because normally it's okay in our stuff, but I'm like, it's a GW tournament. I'll confirm. I just ended up borrowing some models off of one of the local guys instead, but I have yet to receive any actual confirmation on that.
You get it next year. Like, I always see
Yeah.
your email here. Yes, you may.
Yeah.
Between the 8 rounds and the confirmation challenges, I guess, do you think maybe they would have pushed more for 68, 70 people there, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, their goal is 128, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
So,
actually looked. Sorry.
like I had said, most poorly organized event I've ever attended.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. It's poorly organized, and I think if I gleaned it from Steve, it sounds like the tournament team, that's the same team that travels to every single one of the opens, is very small, like single digit people for both sides. And I'm not trying to bail GW out. They can
No.
do that themselves if they so desire to, but it's that perspective of, we've all been drawn real thin at work. And now your boss is saying, now I need you to answer these 140 emails. And they just came in. Plus, you've got to help set up. You've got to do it. So, like, I can understand, and it's not an excuse, and I'm not trying to excuse them.
No, by all
They
means.
could easily resolve those situations by just putting out a decent player pack. But yeah,
I think they're gonna learn their lesson here. So I was looking before we came on the air here at the number of people that signed up this year comparatively to last year. Not
Yep.
only for Edmonton, but looking at like Dallas, all the other Warhammer Opens they started last year. So Dallas is the most attended AOS Warhammer Open. that I can see. There's probably one in Maastricht, which I can't see right now for some reason. But Dallas had 59 people, and we had 57. Birmingham, they ran one in Birmingham. So UK Games Expo. Granted, they only had 24 tickets available because it was a piece of the Games Expo. They only sold 16 in the UK. Like, so I think they're down. I know for us, they're down by about 20, 25 players from last year. I think
Mhm.
20-ish. Dallas
78 last year. So
78, yeah, roughly 20 people.
Yeah.
Dallas, they're down 20 to 30 people. And you could tell, like, by the judges discussing it with us, like, I think Games Workshop, what Games Workshop loves? Making a profit, right? Like, yeah, they're going to sell a lot of stuff in the store because they're tied to, what we haven't mentioned is it's tied to a con, right? It's kind of tied to
yeah.
GamesCon. So they're getting a lot of traffic. Probably the reason they love it is because they get a lot of traffic through their store that is not just GW players that already own a bunch of armies. But there's just so much improvement. Like Matt said, it's nothing against the people that on the floor that make it happen the day of. They're doing the business. They're hustling around. They're making it happen. Like, we had people in the line trying to separate people, get them to the proper registration table. No issues there. But like anything GW, they just can't be bothered to invest in the back end. Like, they can't be bothered to. My subscription to Cloud can find the best burger joint in Sherwood Park. Pretty sure we can design something using AI to run a tournament and to organize people's submissions and list submissions.
Yeah.
Just a thought. But I mean, I remain hopeful and optimistic because what I've seen now in the new 40K app is they've linked the app itself to BCP. So you can submit your app, like, from the app, you just submit to BCP. It's tied to the event. And when you're in
That's cool.
event, you submit your score from your app because you track it on your app now. Sorry, and just uploads to BCP. So hopefully Sigmar gets the same treatment, and that can make the entry a little better. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I hope they keep coming back. 'Cause, yeah, I don't want to see it leave.
The rumor I've heard is 5 years. Like, that's just completely rumor mill on the street, is that they've got a 5-year contract because GamesCon is renewed for X amount of years and they're just tied to it.
That was my next question is, do you think GamesCon is enough to keep coming back for the rest of the contract?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This year, I noticed a significant increase in people at the event over last year. Like, just in general, there was a line that went from the front of the building to the back of the building just to get passes to get into the con itself.
Yeah, I know. I was in that lineup.
Not the tournament. It's crazy. It was not like that last year at all.
Yeah, and even the costumes, like, I couldn't believe the amount of costumes that was there. It was like, it was bigger than, like, the whole thing was bigger than I expected. It was nice to see.
It was really cool, and it was a lot of fun, especially because I'm running around with a clear tote. Kind of had my models poking out of it, and the amount of people stopping and looking and asking me about the army, or ogre player who had all the feathers on his models.
Dragnos.
Kendall?
Kendall, yeah.
And the amount of people, we were having a very quick game. It was a monster mashup list, so ours was really quick. So we were able to take the time, and it was at least every 15 minutes, someone come up and be like, we both just step back, bullshit. But it was a lot of people very interested, and a lot of people wanting to know more about AOS. I had a lot of people asking me about my army, the game, kind of stuff like that, just from random passerbyers. When you're sitting there on your lunch break, just waiting for a few minutes, you got your army beside you, and someone will just be like, "Oh, I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about getting into OBR. Like, what do you think?"
Because I think exactly what GW is looking for is that exposure, get people talking about it, ask you the questions, and the players playing kind of sells it for them. They just have to worry about just, this is this much, give me your money.
Come and play my friend. Everything hits on force.
See, when
what I don't understand.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just had a thought. Like, what I don't understand, and so I compare GW Opens to, say, Nova, which I've not been to, LVO, which I have been to, and like the other larger tournaments
Yep.
across the globe. You can name whatever. Everyone knows kind of the big ones. And I get that because it's Games Workshop, it's proprietary and they want to run it. They want to run it in a certain way and have a very certain formulaic experience. But those other tournaments have a subset of stuff. So, for example, LVO has like Steven Box running this thing called like My First Tournament or whatever, and he does a little RTT for people that want to come play the game.
Yep.
And then they have like a Vanguard tactics coach like walking people through how to play a tournament and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I just don't understand why GW doesn't filter this out, like competitive, narrative, casual, or whatever, and like introductory games on the side. Because I was surprised at their store, which was very poorly laid out this year for like the flow.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
they didn't have the classic GW store experience. Whereas there's a table with stuff on it. And some GW employees like, hey, have you heard of Warhammer? And would you like to hand me your wallet? But like, the usual like, yeah, this does this, roll a dice, oh, 4 up, you hit. All that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I just don't understand why they don't incorporate that into the event.
Yeah, it
If
kind of
it's
felt
they're
like
trying to draw the base.
it kind of felt like going to taps before going to the second level where you're just walking through all the merchandise and that was it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
experience nothing with it.
Who was
I'd
running
say
the 40K narrative stuff this year?
Play
Red
on
Claw.
That
table.
wasn't
play on.
Yeah, Dan was the one who was running the narrative with Play On.
Yeah, so they did nothing besides the 40K tournament, the Kill Team tournament, and ours, and
Yeah.
their booth, of course. And that's feels weird, yeah, not to have something extra because they have so much room they can still play
Oh my
with.
god, yeah.
Well, that's what I was about
Like
to
there
ask.
was
The next
still,
question is, do you think they should reach out to local TOs to see if they should run something else, like a spearhead tournament as well, or kind of a narrative type of in AOS style, or like you said, the non-competitive, just kind of like your RTT, maybe 3 days of
They're gonna
RTT.
I think they're gonna reach. If they're gonna reach out, it's gonna be someone with established brand and name, right? So play on tabletop, established brand and name. They probably have an NDA with them for other things, right? So
Yeah.
they have a bit of leverage here, right? So it's like you're gonna play by our rules and you're gonna run it in a certain fashion, which is just business.
Yep.
It's not pro and con here. I don't think they're gonna talk to anyone local like a TO. They're
No.
gonna if you were to do it, like what I was saying, is you need someone established within the community.
That's what
So
I mean,
you
like
need
someone like
someone.
Taps or someone like Red Claw who can do the TO on their end, or
No, like something that's bigger, like people understand for like a brand name. So for AOS, like Threshold Tactics or uh, Seasonal War or something, something that
oh,
they
true.
they can piggyback off of because what they want is to drive viewers to the thing to see the product being played to then sell the
Sell the
product.
product and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything works around. No, it makes sense. But yeah, I think
Mhm.
any other opinions, concerns, comments on the Open?
It was fun. Like, as much as I say I wouldn't do it again, I'd do it again.
You just want to see Pendleton's barbecue again. Like that's the best part.
Well, now I have another food place to add to my, it's like I know I need this, and I need this, and now I need this. Oh God, okay.
We hit the boxes. We get Ukrainian food and the best burgers in Sherwood Park. So
Yep.
and Pendleton's barbecue.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Ukrainian food at the expo was actually surprisingly good.
yeah, food was good at the center. It was good experience all around, even if
Mhm.
I have to face the team killer twice.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
That's right. Yeah.
How to get the one
JP.
shot in?
Sash is
How
on
could
the
we go
way.
this whole time without?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
look at the time.
You're getting the vest.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, that's fun. How many people have you killed so far? 3?
Two.
2?
On the these two. The bottom two.
Bottom two?
Yeah, or wherever your screen is showing it.
No,
For
that
me,
is
it's
bottom
both
two.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's that we'll definitely get a vest
Two.
for next year or next time we're together. Definitely.
For the listeners out there, what they're dodging talking about is that Matt got paired into me. Third game, yes, and we had a very
No, it
close
was.
game. Third game, end of for
Yeah,
day
it
one.
was. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday.
third game and day one got paired into me. We had a very close game, like 3 to 5 points or something. And then he got paired into Colin in the pod.
Round 7.
And then he got paired into
Seven.
Colin again.
And 8.
And 8.
Yeah,
There's an official result for round 8 in there.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel a little bad for the TO on that one because we thought that there was still a scheduling error because I had went up to the TO's booth and they had said, "Oh yeah, no, your pod's all fucked up. We're getting it fixed on BCP. This is going into round 8." So that was the information I was going with. Sat back at the table because we still had our armies there. We just chatted for 10 minutes and then everyone else is finally setting up their armies. We look at our app and it's like, no, it's still me and you. Well, feels a little late and I'm kind of tired. I knew I had a big day at work and I was like, just sit and bullshit for a little bit longer. And the TO came over. He's like, "What's up, guys?" Kind of like, "Oh, we're in this situation, so we don't know what to do."
Call it a draw and
Yeah.
call it a day.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we did. And I think he was overly generous. You could tell that he was just like, I I don't really care about this at this point. So he's like, here's 70 points. But I think Steven had pointed out that it was like, even the people that got like a buy, they got 70 points with 6 battle tactics. So I think that was just the standard that if that was the case, that's what you got.
I
Yeah.
honestly do not understand the final placement. The GWs.
It is one of my major complaints about it,
And I'm
about
just gonna, yeah.
how it was like there was a player who got 16th that went 4-4, and then there was a player that got 17th that went 6-2, and it's
So
because the player that went 17th, that's Cody, he went
yeah,
2-2 on day 1 and then 4-0 on day 2. Well, like 2-2 in the bracket podding, whatever.
So yeah,
And then in his actual bracket pod, he went 4-0.
it's because of
And
where he placed in the pod.
Exactly.
They placed
Yeah.
in the top half, bottom half, I guess, and
So it was like
So-
if you're in the top bracket, the worst you could do was 16th place.
it was
And
even
if you're in
one.
the second, your 3-1 bracket or the 2-2 bracket, like the best you could do was 17th.
or I'm looking at one right now, which drives me insane. Is like there's a guy who went 1-3, Stormcast player. We may know him from previous events. He's 40th. He's above the entire bottom bracket, and he didn't even play the last day because they placed him in the 2-2 bracket. He was like the one rando guy who's 1-3 that got placed into the 2-2 and decided to drop because he was in for whatever reason. But like he's 40th, and then we have like below him, Soul Bites player 41st. He's 5-3, went 4-0 on his like final bracket, but yet he's 41 to a guy who couldn't even be bothered to play the last 2 games.
Well, it was even. I think
It's crazy.
My hot take
It's
is
crazy.
my
was
hot
even-
take
go
is
ahead.
that if you didn't show up for game down day 3, you should have been dropped from the event.
Yep.
That's what I do with my guys. You don't show up, see you
Yep.
later.
Yep. Pack up the chair and go.
Yep. We
Oh. Experience that one live, right?
yeah, because I even know one guy, one kid, because of exams, he had to give up his first game, but then he went like 3-0 for the rest of the pod. But because he gave up his first game, they lowballed him because of statistics of I have no idea, but yeah, and so yeah,
Yeah.
he by the third day he's like because they screwed me, I didn't even want to play. So yeah, so they went and experienced the rest of GameCon and the hell with it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something to be said for those that just stuck it out, right? Like you went whatever record, doesn't matter. but you stuck it out and you gave your best because at some point you're facilitating the smooth functioning of the final day for other people who are sticking it out. Because what happened with this craziness of like Colin playing Matt back to back, the judge coming to our pod at the final game being like, everyone gather round, physically point to me who has played who, is because so many people drop. And I'm not knocking like that people are dropped. That's I mean it's free society, man. You do it you do you and how you want to play a tournament in the game. That's fine. But it's incumbent upon GW or whoever's running said tournament to drop them on that night and get a confirmation of, or that morning. But it's like, you're dropped. If you know. If it's just some guy that didn't show up, then there's nothing you do about it and didn't say anything. But like, drop them, sort it out, and be like, this bracket is kind of screwed. All right, we're gonna manually pull you up to this bracket to even things out, or whatever. Like, there's fixes, right?
Yeah, there's
If
ways.
you are so hell bent on the bracket system. Like,
we had no idea who had dropped, who was still playing, kind of thing. You kind of just realized slowly as it went on. It would have been nice because I was at the end of game 7, I was debating dropping. That's why I went to the judges' tables to be like, hey, is my bracket uneven? I kind of want to sneak home early. My wife was getting home early from her trip. I got a long day at work. Fuck it. I've had my fun. I got to play teammate on top of it too. I'm more than happy with this experience. And I couldn't tell just looking at my stuff. And they told me it was even, so I was gonna stick it out until I played Matt again.
and then you're
Yeah.
like, no.
And
Yeah.
like our game, like our 8th game was completely unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
It would have
And
changed
like
It
anything.
had no bearing on it.
like they what because I know the judge Steve had taken the lower bracket, and like Steven had said, he gathered everybody up and said who's played against who. And if they had just said, hey, listen, let's pause the pods for a moment, let's take 15 minutes and organize it so that you're playing against somebody who you haven't played against. Because they know full well, like the top bracket was a mess because of it, where it's like, oh, Riley beat Sean in their first encounter. Now Sean beats Riley. And then who was the other one? Well, they all played against each other and they were all basically 1-1 against each other, except for Ridge, who ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like their games are a wash.
Yeah, it was
Pendleton.
Pendleton was the other one. Pendleton played
Yeah.
Crucial and then beat him, and then he had to play him again and lost.
Yeah.
But because he
Yeah.
played him again and lost in the final bracket, it was more impactful.
And same with Carl. He played Carl and lost, and then played Carl and won.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Yay.
Yeah, sure.
So with that being said, the new GHB is coming next weekend, and the old GHB is done. So let's give us our good, bad, and ugly of the current GHB leaving. We'll start with Colin.
The good, I have had a lot of fun with this GHB. This is definitely the most games I've played. That's a lot because of you organizing so much stuff that I've been playing a lot more. So I have enjoyed it. Found the battle plan and battle plan design were pretty decent. I did like the tactics system. Maybe not necessarily the tactics themselves, but I did like that tiered system of having to go through different levels of tactic. It felt a lot more narrative of you're progressing through the battle a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
The bad one, I was getting a little bit bored towards the end because they were a bit more simple on battle plans. The other one was the underdog mechanics on a lot of it. Like talking to Steven earlier today on Discord, he's saying, like, no, the underdog mechanics were big, they're impactful now. Whereas the last one, there's a few battle plans where I would completely forget what the underdog mechanic was. My opponents would as well, because it's just like, oh, this one doesn't actually matter for either of our armies, or it's set up in such a way like with the one with the strikes last or the turning off the objectives, where you can kind of ignore it and just say, we're going to turn off these objectives because neither of us care about them and we're going to fight up the middle. It kind of depended on your game and your opponent of whether, excuse me, underdog would matter. Everyone just used it for the command point. Or if it ended up being a beneficial thing in their particular list, then they would pay attention to it. Other than that, underdog, I felt got ignored a lot this last GHB.
Agreed.
So I'm excited for it to be a bigger part of it.
Steven?
Good, bad, and the ugly. Good. I'll start with the good. We'll go to the ugly last because I'm a pessimist, clearly.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, very pessimistic. So the good, I think the one good is the actual flow of the cards, and a system whereby you have a couple rounds to sort yourself out. It's not so much the cards themselves, the actual tactics that they gave us, but the system whereby you didn't have to fight every round and stress about, like, I need to seize the center or I'll never get a battle tactic and the game's over because my opponent has the ability because they went first. Because there was I remember the GHB previous, if you didn't hit a battle tactic first 2 turns, like, you are on the back foot if your opponent hit one.
Yep.
Whereas this one, I felt that the battle tactic system, it was a beneficial revamp. Now, can they be a little bit more creative with the battle tactics? Yes. Not so much like as they did now, but like there's a middle ground somewhere in there. But I think it's going to sort itself out, as I've discovered with throwing trash around the battlefield and scoring points.
Yep.
The good, the bad. I think the bad, and Colin alluded to it, is that some of the plans were a bit too simplistic and they gave too much for one primary point. So this is the benefit of the new GHB, is it's not 5 for holding 1. It's 3 for holding 1, 3 for holding 2, and then there's another thing, which is usually 4, or it splits out to do something.
There's a stipulation for that third one usually, isn't there?
Yes, because I felt what would happen with play patterns, I felt in the current, well, now old GHB, is if you're playing a degenerate army like Nurgle that could just sit on 1 point and it could go out and maybe take 2 or 3 points, it didn't have to interact to get the primary.
Yep.
Whereas in a GHB where the points are less, for like you have to hold 2 to get the 6 and whatever, you have to go forward. And at some point that's going to generate interaction in the game.
Yep.
Either you're going to do it or your opponent's going to do it to you. Whereas I felt this GHB, there's several armies that could just sit there, teleport, sit there, do something else, sit there, pass the turn. Like there was a couple of games where I just passed the turn. I was just like, boop, I have 2 things in the center and I sit on 1 point. I'm pleased with myself. Pass the turn.
Yep.
So I found that's the bad. It's too simplistic in terms of both scoring and some of the mechanics. And the ugly. I think the ugly is that because this is going to be a hot take. The ugly is that because it was too simplistic, people bitched about the good battle plans or things that stretched their brain on the old BHP. My prime example being Pass the Fae, which is actually a good battle plan. Like it's fun to play if you understand it and you can use it. I remember watching an X-Plan stream where like Sabetti caught on halfway through and he's like, I understand this now. Like, because it was like the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
Yep.
But it's like battle plans like that where it's like you got to put a little mental energy into it, but once you get it, then you understand what you're supposed to be doing. That's great. But because it was so easy to score points on 8 out of 12 or whatever, people gravitate towards that, right? Yep. They just want to score their points. They want to kill some models. And they want to get out of there with the win with more points. And they hated battle plans like Pass the Fae or Nexus Noxus. Life Roots could have been good. Minor tweaks. But I think it could have been good as well.
Yep.
So that leads me to what I think will be the good of this GHB is that it's going to stretch your brain to figure out how to play each battle plan. Like I showed JP one of the maps where the underdog mechanic is you set a terrain on fire. And as I was like scouting the entire map, I was like, oh my god, they've designed it so that every terrain that could, because essentially you infect another terrain to catch on fire, and then it's a certain distance, like 12 inches or whatever. They've built it in a ring around the objectives, so you can't be on the objective and not be hitting hammered by like these D3 mortals from the terrain because the trees are on fire around the objectives. So, that's my take on the GHB. Overall, I thought it was better than the first GHB of the edition,
Yep.
the fourth edition, and I hope the last one is, um, even that much better. I mean, we're not dealing with Blizzard nonstop, so I'll take it.
I wasn't around for
Oh, come
Blizzard, so I
on.
count
That
that
was
as
a
a
great
blessing.
way to end the edition.
Matt, what about you?
I when the new battle tactics were sort of previewed and the way that they were going to, I was pretty against them. I didn't like the idea of this move from this point to this point to this point. And after playing one game, my mind changed completely, 180 degrees, and it was because I failed the battle tactic that I was going for on turn one and went, but I get to try it on turn two. Like it evened out that secondary. Whereas with the previous editions, if you failed two battle tactics, you only had so many choices that you could go to.
Yeah.
And certain army builds basically said, if I fail seize the center and my armies revolves around that, I lose the game because I'm not going to be able to score as many secondaries. So I did like that change. I thought that was very good, in like a hidden way to myself. The bad is that I don't like the full 1 year on a GHB. I find that around the 7-8 month thing, especially considering like I participate in 1 to 2 tournaments a month, like big tournaments. So they got stale. And the TOs, like Stephen was saying, are afraid to put in those battle plans that are not well received. So I found that I was playing the same 6 battle plans for 12 months, and it just got really stale, really boring. And like I'll stroll up to a table and I'm basically say to my opponent, "You're a master restless," because it was the most commonly used battle
Yeah.
tactics. Or it was like, "Oh, you're restless scouting? Okay,
Restless
cool. Oh,
scouting.
I see that you're an
A
aggressive
bold choice.
army. It's intercept." Like I could tell what my opponent was using. It just got boring.
Yeah.
The ugly, I didn't really think there was anything ugly about it other than like, it's a year-long process or a year-long
Slog.
GHB. And I'd like to see them go back to the every 6 months. I understand the logistics involved. That's probably not the greatest thing, and you're
But
going to have people complaining that they have to spend $60 every 6 months on a new GHB. But or release new battle tactics or new battle plans online. Give
that's what
us
I,
like two new battle plans, two new battle tactics.
that's what I
Like,
was just going to argue. Like now with the quarterly updates, they can do a seasonal half semi
yep.
update with just battle plans and
Expansion
battle
pack.
tactics, just some tweaks to them or something to make them more competitive.
Mhm.
These ones aren't being played. Let's put out a Scourge of Ashy battle plan. Here you go.
Yep.
Just to freshen
And
it
it's
up.
pretty simple.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
Yep. Myself, hot take, good. As a army that had no shooting, I love obscuring.
Ghetto. I'm gonna miss
Get
it.
out.
I will take more of that all year. The bad, as a TO, just the battle plans themselves. It seems like everyone was putting in the same battle plans. The other ones they're not well received and kind of ugly. And then same with the battle
Mhm.
tactics. It was always the same one, so just the repetition of everything. And then the ugly, yeah, I guess just how long it is. That like Matt was saying, just that refresh would be great to see.
Do you think here's a to inject a little spice, a little aquashy spice or whatever, how you even pronounce it. Do you think that if we reach December and they start the whole like end times, whatever, going into fifth, blowing up Sigmar aside,
Yep.
going into fifth edition, the normal timeline of like we've reached December, all the battle tomes are out. Do you think that they will be bold enough to incorporate some new stuff into the game for the last like 4 months, or is this going to be like here's your stuff, you had it, enjoy it?
So that I can see them doing what they did at the end. I don't remember what it was when they bring out the Dawnbringer
Third.
Dawnbringer stuff,
books.
yeah.
That was the other third, yep.
I can see them doing something like that,
I was just about to say lead up
but I don't
to
think.
that explosion.
Mhm. Because like the rumor is that all the god models except for Kragnos are leaving the game. So like Marathi, Teclis, Nagash, and Alariel are leaving the game.
The Nash is
And
free.
I support that. Like very much support that.
Let the Mortarks run the show.
Yeah. But like Archeon will still be around, and I'm not a big fan of these. Look at my
On foot.
half of my army in one model. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see what they start doing with the end of this. And apparently, there's gonna be some stuff released this week, so it'll be interesting to see what the Scourge of Akshi is going to look like.
You think it's going to come all in one day, or are they going to do like a grand alliance a day? Or it's just going to be like, here you go.
Sounded like a drip feed in that little 2 sentences they put at the bottom of the article.
Yeah, what I think they might do all the war scrolls one day. They might do battle plans a day. They might do battle tactics a day, and then just a general seasonal rules type of thing for a day, and then take the Friday off.
So I have an important question with that though.
Yep.
We had soggy war scrolls for all the Scourge of Gyran. Have we, as a community, made up our mind on what we're calling these new ones? Because I've heard soapy, I've heard just soggy, and I've heard spicy. Can
I've
we
heard
make a fucking
spicy.
decision on this?
Spicy.
Yeah,
That's the one I've
okay,
heard.
it is
I
spicy.
heard Ashy.
I rarely said soggy though. I will caveat this with like Matt and I were those guys that are like, nah, actually it is the Scourge of Gyran, good sir.
I can't wait till
I
someone
won't-
says
hated it so much.
I can't wait for the moist season.
Yeah, the moist season.
You shall receive Nurgle's deluge.
There we go. So yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. Any final thoughts from anyone, Matt?
No, I mean, if you're ever in the market for like an 8-round tournament, GW did overall a good job. Some speed bumps aside, but it is a good experience. The community out west is like bar none. It's the best, honestly. Like fantastic community. Every one of my games ended in a, which blew my mind. Like except for one, but that was a different story. And like
Looking at
just
you,
the
Colin.
community.
That was Colin. Yeah,
What's that?
that was Colin.
No, I think I got 4 or 5 out of him.
Yeah, you got a couple extra.
What about you, Steven? Any final thoughts? Any shout outs?
Shout outs. I will actually shout out yourself, JP. For
Oh.
you don't do it enough. So I will shout out you as we come to a close this GHB because for those who may not know, Age of Sigmar competitive in Edmonton was essentially dead on arrival in December or November, October timeframe.
Yep.
Edmonton. Taps had been running some things, but essentially there was like 1 or 2 tournaments. But without JP and without his TO skills, we would have had no tournaments for the most part, other than like a team tournament in Edmonton for 3/4 of the GHB. So I think it is a props to you for keeping said community alive in Edmonton that Matt is referencing, because without you building it, the GHB we wouldn't be here talking about it because half the people would have just not been able to play.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, flattered. Thank you. I had no idea what to say. As a Frenchman, I'm speechless, and that says a lot. Colin, anything from you?
Uh, yeah, well, one, I'll agree with Steven on that because I was actually driving home from a friend's place last night with the wife and uh, talking about the community that has been built through the Age of Canuck Discord and the team doing the Prairie War host, and it is building it a lot. And it's why we had as many as we did have at the Edmonton Open, was because we had all the local people. Like out of the local people that I saw there, there was probably around 10 or more, and two of them I had not seen at a Age of Canuck event. So it's really bringing it in, really growing it, and creating a great atmosphere. Because I also had an interaction with a 40K player at lunch where he asked myself and Cody, we were sitting having lunch, and he asked us, "Is Age of Sigmar competitive?" And it was really weird to answer, where it was like well, yeah, we're competitive when we play, but told him like pretty much every game ends in a hug, and if it's from somebody from a different area, it's a lot of, oh, well, you got to come to this tournament that we have in our area. Like, this is our big one. You got to come for this. I, if I can make it down to Grudge Fest, I already have a grudge match set up with a guy from Saskatchewan because it's, you have a really good competitive game. And it's just, I want to spend more time with you now at the table. I want to play you again over and over
Hmm.
Nope.
again. Yeah.
Just not back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to back to back in some cases.
I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah, so I guess that's about it. After 12 episodes, we're done with this GHB, and we're on to the next one. Comes out next weekend, and I'm excited for it. Try something new. Our league's going to start a week after that, so we'll give people a week to take a look at the battle tactics, battle plans, what they're actually supposed to say instead of translated from French, which should be interesting to see the difference.
The side, the side of ribs.
Yeah.
First of pitch.
Yeah, what was the one where I was the X is what we'll call it.
Yeah.
So yeah. On that note, we will see you guys on the next one, probably about 2 weeks, and I think we'll start talking about the new GHB and what to expect out of it. But yeah, have yourself a great night, and we'll see you on